Hello everyone and welcome back to my Beyond the Gates 24 official YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Dani Dupree is over to no good, while Catherine Kat Richardson and Tomas Tom Navarro get hot and heavy. In other news, Andre Richardson tries to hide his magnet to someone. Read on below to find out further about what's to come on the newest CBS cleaner. Dani Dupree schemes. Nicole Richardson will feel as if her family, Dani, is over to no good. Added teasers indicate that Nicole wouldn't be wrong, so it sounds like Dani is conniving commodity minatory, and if she is, her targets are likely Bill Hamilton and his new woman, Haley Lawson Hamilton. Dani is a wild card, so it's hard to say what she'll be up to now, but suckers can probably anticipate some kind of violent outburst during Friday's show. Across city, Beyond the Gates spoilers allude that Tomas and Kat will toast effects up on Friday. Kat invited Tom over for a regale date during the Wednesday, March 13 occasion, and she promised to make him a mess, but it sounds like these two might be more focused on bedroom conditioning than food. Incipiently, Andre will do his stylish to hide his interest in Ashley Morgan, but who's he hiding this from? Ashley? Or conceivably her firefighter swain, Derek Baldwin. Also again, maybe Andre gets asked about his fellowship with Ashley by someone differently, and he tries to fluff it all off. Still, suckers know there are surely sparks between Ashley and Andre, despite her being GAGA over Derek. How long before Andre and Ashley succumb to temptation? Nicole get the limelight at the forum where she receives the Distinguished Service Award in Psychiatry. The drama takes the form of a couple of heated exchanges and a large, brewing, disguised presence. One attendee made sure to shut Leslie's vengeance plans down. The evening Nicole, Laura, and Mona have been working on since day one of BTG was eventually then. Only Laura was out of the picture after that inconvenient mega-hit and run. Meanwhile, Mona was out sick. Still, Eva stepped in and got the job done in further ways than one. Eva showed up at Nicole and Ted's to see if they demanded any last nanosecond help. Nicole let her assistant know that she was invited to the forum. Since she didn't have a dress, Nicole also let Eva know that she could adopt one of Kat's dresses. Eva must have felt like Cinderella invited to the ball. Meanwhile, Dani, the host of the fests, couldn't keep her mind off of Bill and Haley's Italian honeymoon. She stalked their Insta, glaring at the prince, and virtually had another meltdown. Still, she kept effects together and led an awful festivity of Nicole's life and career. Eva couldn't believe her mama, disguised as her Sherry Alter Pride, crashed the forum as one of the libation waiters. It was Leslie's job to pour the champagne, wine, etc. Still, she spent further of her time defying Ted, sneaking a discussion with Nicole, and talking to Eva. Plus, she glared at Nicole, looking like she wanted her life. In fact, at one point, she pictured of standing up at that tribune with Ted while he entered an award. When Ted and Leslie disaccorded, Ted reminded Leslie that he'd advised her to stay down from his woman. She responded, saying she allowed. About it for a nanosecond, but eventually, she decided that he didn't get to tell her what to do. Ted said that Leslie more not do anything to mess up his woman's evening. Leslie wondered what he'd do. Destroy me, she asked. Been there. Survived that. We need to know what went down between these two back in the day. Before Nicole entered her award, there was time for another battle, this bone. Between Martin and his recognized forefather, Vernon. Vernon wanted to know if Martin could really believe that he wouldn't find out about his grandson's interest in running for the coming president of the United States. Vernon didn't sound pleased. Still, Martin figured Vernon would be pleased. Have you lost your ever-loving mind? The Dupree primogenitor said strongly. He questioned Martin's studies and beliefs and wondered how he could ever entertain a run for such a high-profile position, considering the secret he was sitting on was beyond huge. He explained that no seeker, especially a black seeker, could repel the fallout that would come from people learning that secret. So Martin's secret has to be huge, especially since he has agonies about it that help him from getting asleep. Latterly, Smitty inquired about the discussion, but Martin didn't reveal what he and his forefather really talked about. Martin also didn't tell his hubby that he talked to Notoriety, who had a lead on an investigative journalist job for Smitty. Rather, Martin shut it down and kept it to himself. His controlling side reared its unattractive head again. Dani emceed the evening for Nicole. Before Nicole stepped up to the tribune, Dani said many words about her family. Vernon and Anita raved about their son as well. Also, it was Martin's turn. Nicole eventually entered the award, and she brought up Ted and also her entire family as the crowd saluted. Before Sherry could do anything, she was instantly fired and attended out, and Eva was thanked for reporting Leslie's unskillful jest. Eva enjoyed being a part of the Duprees, so she didn't want to see anything bring down Nicole's day. Hence, she threw her mama under the machine. At the Forum, Ted and Nicole talked to Carlton, a fellow plastic surgeon and Ted's mate. Nicole thanked their friend for taking over one of Ted's exigency surgeries. Still, he should, if the actor looked familiar. On the CW's Dynasty reboot, Robert Christopher Riley played Michael Culhane. And on VH1's basketball drama Hit the Bottom, he starred as Terrence Wall, one of the Los Angeles Devils players. Jacob tells the family Bill came forward with the charges against Dani. Anita demands Jacob explain himself, and he says Bill came forward with the videotape substantiation. Chelsea realizes he's pertaining to her videotape. Jacob says he has to bring Dani in. Naomi says if he respects her and their family he wouldn't put bond on her mama. Dani and Naomi go in on Jacob, wondering why he's the arresting officer, and he continues to say he's simply doing his job. He explains someone who was in the family wouldn't be as sensitive to the situation, substantiated by the fact he didn't bring a command auto. Vernon weighs in saying there's a way to handle this situation with quality. With that, she turns around to be cuffed. Naomi says she's her mama's counsel and instantly tells her hubby he let her father turn him into his errand boy and says she'll no way forgive him. Bill gets up to leave and calls someone named Kimberly who wrote a piece in the paper that morning. He tells her there's a new exclusive as one of the Gates' finest is being arrested as they speak. Nicole heads up to the roof and finds Leslie ready to jump. Leslie lies, saying she wanted to see Nicole because she knows she's a notorious psychiatrist and begs for her help. Nicole asks her name and Leslie lies, saying it's Sherry. Nicole asks what brought her up to the rooftop. She says she's ready to help her free of charge. Sherry says she lost her hubby, which started her losing herself. Sherry says she feels each alone with her pain. With that she heads over the edge. Sherry agrees to talk to Nicole and they agree to head down to her office. Ted addresses with Shanice, saying he's upset about his woman being each alone on the roof with a suicidal woman. Shanice tries to calm him, but Ted insists on heading to the roof. Nicole and Leslie arrive in the lobby. Ted is still around and moves to the side. As Nicole exchanges with Sherry, they bandy how she'll move forward and Ted easily recognizes Leslie. Doug enters and learns all his boons have been restored and his account is in the black. Just also, Randy arrives, and they talk about his meeting with Joey. Randy tries to get Doug to decelerate his role and give up gambling for good. Doug isn't so certain and decides to try his luck. With that, he hits the table and instantly wins big. Andre sits at the bar as Derek arrives to meet Ashley. She updates him about the issues going on with Jacob and Naomi. As she tells Derek about Dani getting arrested, Haley arrives and listens in. Ashley hates that the Dupree family mess is snooping in Jacob and Naomi's marriage. Eva arrives and walks up to Andre, relating him as the world-notorious shooter. He responds and she introduces herself as Nicole's temporary adjunct. Andre says Nicole is the stylish of us and invites her to join him for a drink. Eva and Andre get to know each other and Andre reads her, in the stylish way, fully. He shifts the discussion to Ted and Eva says it must be nice being a part of his family. With that, Eva thanks Andre for his company and sends him off to converse with his musketeers. Andre exchanges a bit with Ashley and Derek and also makes his way out. He looks back before he leaves and scowls when he sees Derek and Ashley kissing. Jacob arrives with Dani and Hitch and the entire Dupree family enters before. The family tries to contain themselves as Dani full-on poses for her mug shots. Just also, Smitty arrives and tells Martin there's a journalist from the Washington Sleuth magazine outdoors. Vernon says this is each about Bill. Martin goes off but Anita reins him in.